It's your host, Holly, and it's time for a little teaser talk. What is up, everyone? Day one, which kind of feels like now toward it's not even the end of the day, but kind of semi-end of the day. Feels like it's day 54 of Welcome to Rockville. The heat is hot, but the bands are hotter, and I'm super excited to be talking to the guys of Archers. What's going on, guys?
Hi. Not much. Just enjoying the day. Yeah, it's hot out here, but it's also quite beautiful in some areas. So just doing our best to try to stay cool. But at the same time, there's a lot more people out there that don't give a fuck about how cool it is, and they're having a blast anyway. So yeah.
I think some of those people, like, their DNA needs to be studied.
Yeah.
Like I was saying before we started, I was literally watching them on stage mosh and crowd surf and do the whole thing. And I'm like, man, that is dedication. That's the best word to use.
Can't imagine. I mean, like, now that we're like in our 30s and like things are starting to fall apart, we're like, guys, okay, calm down. The rest of us are in our 30s and things are starting to be like, it's like, hey, how are your knees doing right now, bud? You know,
it's like you popped that ibuprofen before you even hit stage and then after.
I literally did.
Yeah.
I literally took ibuprofen before we played.
Yeah, I took Tylenol twice today.
Oh my God.
So, like, yeah, I'm an elder as well. So
What do you got to do?
The things we do to provide you with a good
thing
show.
we do to support and do live music, right?
Yeah.
So you guys played about 3 hours ago.
Yeah.
How was, I mean, I know the crowd, obviously there's energy there. What was your guys' like biggest, like, what was something that impactful that maybe happened? Was there something crazy you noticed in the pit?
We just got back from a European tour, and like, it's as lovely as that was, as much fun as we had. Something that I had missed a lot was just hearing a lot of people scream the words back to our songs.
Yeah.
And like, we got a couple of points during our set where we like allow the crowd to take over and do the thing. And, it always speaks to me, just hearing all the people singing back all the words that like, that means something to them.
Mm-hmm.
So like hearing that's always my best moment. And also I love seeing the crowd surfers. Big fan of crowd surfers here.
Yeah, I'm happy I survived. I did not go to Europe. I just had surgery, so I missed the European tour. So this is my first show back. So I haven't played a show in over a month. There were no rehearsals. I'm still not technically healed either, so I kind of snuck away to do this. But it was sweet. There was no further injury. So
Good.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously the crowd singing your words never.
So you didn't like jump off stage?
No, I did stand on top of my kit though, which was a gamble.
Dangerous.
We were also on a riser. And so the riser, every time you move, it moves.
Yeah.
And I shot up on the kit just out of habit, because it's what I normally do, when we're touring.
Yeah.
And I felt the entire thing shift. I was like, wow, I might
I'm
die.
in danger.
Yeah.
It's the first song too. So if you would have gone down, it would be like, God, sorry, that's over.
We were Archers.
I just unmute all the trumps in the team.
Yep.
Hey, that'd been a beautiful moment to go viral.
Oh God, that's not the one I want people to
I'd
see.
take it.
Yeah.
I'd take one for the team.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, good
fair.
for you.
Yeah.
Good for you.
I mean, like, yeah, how would we recover from that? I don't know. Maybe
don't.
the fact that we don't is
Glorious.
the viral. Yeah, Grace is like in a stretcher, like, it's fine. I'll just hit things.
You had mentioned that, like, you guys let the audience sing. And I always think, I mean, obviously you guys are well known. So, but is there ever, like, when you first started that opportunity where you're like, what's the plan if they don't sing?
I don't even really feel like it has set in that we're well known.
Yeah.
So every time it happens, we're just like, oh wow,
They're actually doing
especially
it.
for festivals like these where there's so many bands and there's so many people going to see, you really have no idea what you're going to walk out to. But yeah, I mean, I feel like every time kind of feels like the first time.
No, I think pretty much everyone here came just because you guys were playing today.
Yeah, obviously.
I got that email. I must.
To be so humble.
Yeah.
Very
nice of you.
Yeah, oh my gosh. That's amazing.
I think for me, it's always, I kind of gauge it. There's definitely times where that's happened where like, cause like not everybody knows who we are. Let's just be honest. So sometimes we'll play in places where much less people do. And like, if I can tell, normally I can tell within the first little bit if anyone's singing along or having a good time. So I'll just be like, all right, we're just going to acapella this for
Do you
like
guys have like a code word, like, or a code phrase like, man, bananas are amazing. And you're like, okay, no one do the crowd thing. No one do the crowd thing.
Well, I mean, it's all built in. So like the stops are there regardless. So like it's just a matter of whether do I sing over the part or do I let the crowd sing over the part?
Yeah.
So essentially that's kind of the way we do it. It's like if the vibe feels good and everything feels right, I'll kind of give it to them to let them see what they want to do with it. And if it's like, sometimes the vibes aren't all that great, and that's fine. There's plenty of times where people aren't like, maybe they just don't know the songs. They just want to hear the music for the first time.
Or maybe they're like dehydrated.
Yeah, like here at Rockville.
They just forgot.
Yeah, they just forgot the lyrics. Like, oh, wait.
That's amazing. So your guys' music balances massive melodies and generally heavy moments, but what really sounds out is how emotionally honest the lyrics are.
Thank you.
Why has vulnerability always been so important to your guys' identity?
I think it's because it's just where I find the most inspiration. It's like finding the little pieces of myself that are not necessarily fit for what I consider human consumption. You know, finding the pieces of myself that I find to be the rawest nerves.
Yeah.
You know, and I've always had this idea in my head that, which maybe it's healthy, maybe it's not, but I always assumed that if I thought something, that maybe out there somebody else was also feeling or
For
thinking
sure.
the same thing. So like when I have these pains or when I have a way, sometimes I'll come up with a way of just saying something that's on my heart or on my mind or I'm feeling something. It makes a very complex thing feel simple.
Mm.
And I thought if there's a way that I can put that out so that anyone else who might be feeling this could also hear it, that would be impactful. And it's not like I don't write other types of songs. We have all a wide range of things, but I would agree that vulnerability is very key to who we are. And I think staying honest about all of that stuff is very important. And it's also welcoming to anybody who might, be experiencing something to think, okay, this is band that I think is really cool that also is talking about things that are kind of scary to talk about.
Yeah.
Maybe that's okay.
Yeah, and I actually had this conversation with Dorothy earlier about the kind of the same thing because she sings a lot about being vulnerable and topics like that. And I was, thinking, I'm like, man, like as individuals, it's hard for us to be vulnerable, like, just in a setting of 1 to 2 people, let alone like you guys are on a stage where there's thousands of people standing in front of you. So kudos to you guys for
Thank you.
having that and allowing that message to reach those who need it, and
think
then revisit it.
I think deep down everybody wants that.
Yeah.
Like they want to feel safe. Like a lot of times we can't put our finger on the emotions that we're having, anger and sadness are often confused. Happiness and excitement are also often confused.
Yeah.
But I think everyone is trying to connect. That's why they all love music. That's why they're all here in fucking 80-degree weather trying to like have a good time. It's because they want to connect. So when there's that energy from the crowd begging for connection, it's not a question when you're up there of like, do I do it? It's a question of, okay, how do I match that? How do I meet them where they are? And I think that's what we try to do.
That's amazing. So let's talk about your latest EP you guys dropped in 2025.
Yes.
Temporary High feels very intentional sonically, blending metalcore, hard rock, and even pop influences without losing the intensity. Was there a moment that you guys realized as a band that you guys truly found that sound?
I think the sound kind of clicked when it was done. I think that was we were so out of our comfort zone during that recording process, and it kind of felt very chaotic in the moment. But I kind of remember we were actually in Europe when it came out at a festival, and we all just kind of looked at it, and we were playing a lot of those songs. It's like, wow, this actually worked out. You know what I mean? Like, we didn't really know what was going to happen in the moment, but I think there's some really cool moments on that EP. There's a lot of really cool stuff, really cool lyrics. And that EP also did a lot for us. So it's almost like the hindsight for that record, it clicks a bit more than when we were making it,
Shout out SBG.
I feel like I had to do it too. So let's do the guns.
Can't go wrong with the finger gun. You really just can't.
It's interesting because all 4 of you guys came into heavy music through different influences and background. How does that variety shape songwriting process and creating music together?
I think there's no 2 people I've ever met that are the exact same. I mean, it's close.
Yeah.
But like, I think when you just get those types of personalities in a room, like a lot of it's a give and take. You have to kind of like, we've spent years together understanding the different like things that we're all into. And I think that when you just get us into the room together, there just has to be a bit of respect. Whereas everyone's like, oh, you like this, but I like this. And trying to like find a way to like meet in the middle and make something beautiful at the same time is really, it's kind of difficult. And I think that's where a lot of the beauty in the actual room itself comes from. It's just like the process itself, the discovery of what you can actually create with these people. And like, it's sometimes it's surprising what you get.
Yeah, I mean, I think that there's multiple benefits to that too, with having such a wide range of influence between all of us. Because, like, obviously in the studio, there's things that he'll think of that I wouldn't have, or stuff that Ben would think of that neither of us would have, and that's great. But also, there's so much that I know for me personally, I've learned from watching my favorite bands and kind of learning what they do and seeing what they do, that has helped the band not even just on a musical level, how we want to present ourselves, things that we can do visually, whether that's with our aesthetics, with album artwork, merch, all that stuff. There's so many different things because we're very different people, but it all just kind of blends together. I mean, everybody has their own piece of the puzzle, so to speak. So it's extremely helpful.
I think too, like, obviously, like, with you guys being successful, like you said, give and take, right? So there's like respect where it's like, okay, I respect you to listen to what's important to you, but at the same time, it's received as well. That's amazing. Yeah. So next question I have for you guys is there's, like, it's more as a statement first, and then it's a question.
Okay.
I'm preparing you. Let me tell you what's about to happen. There's a real sense of community around Archers, especially among fans who feel like they're outsiders, right? So outsiders will feel like we're, band of misfits, if you will. Was creating that kind of connection always a part of the mission for the band?
100%.
Yeah, I mean, we were all those kids growing up, you know what I mean? Like, I make jokes all the time. We were just talking about influences and all that stuff. I spent my entire childhood playing drums, trying to write songs, watching band interviews, going to shows, because I literally had no friends. So it's like, we kind of, it wasn't even a thing. I don't even feel like it was super intentional. Obviously, we wanted to create a community, but it's just something that kind of happened by virtue of who we all are as people and how we grew up. And I mean, none of us are, the first to be picked for anything. We all kind of have our own, weird niches and stuff, but I think that it just really shines through in who we are as people, and that's sweet because it's also not forced. I feel like so many bands try to do that, and they just try too hard and ends up pushing people away, whereas, our shows are kind of just a party of a bunch of weirdos, you know what I mean?
Love it.
Damn right.
I think that's why I like you guys, because I'm also
a
weirdo that grew up with no friends. I was actually having a discussion with Miranda.
I was homeschooled straight up. So
awesome.
Having no friends is a great recipe for success.
Yeah, it really is.
You just pick, you're like, all right, well, what am I going to do? And you only have time to work on that thing.
I don't think I met someone without my last name till I was 8 years old.
That's sick.
That's so funny. I was talking to Miranda yesterday, and she was talking about, because I was like, you know what? I really didn't drink until I was like 21.
Yeah, no.
And she's like, oh yeah, like I was the girl that people were like, hey, where you going this weekend or whatever. I was like, dude, like, I wasn't cool enough to be invited to those parties, so I was behind MySpace and pimping out pages for concert tickets because I had no money.
There you go.
So you guys are my people.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so this is teaser talk. Okay. We love to end interviews with a good tease. Don't worry, I know the whole 2 Girls Woke Up scared you guys, but it's for the fans. Let's tease the fans with something that they can maybe look out for, get excited about, but we don't want to give too much away. What's a good teaser?
I mean, the first thing that comes to my head is we're doing a tour later this summer that I am particularly excited for. It's not announced, so you don't get to know who it is, but it's something that, we've talked a lot about our past and our influences and everything.
Yep.
It is a tour that I've been dreaming about my whole life. So I'm very excited. And now you just got to wait and see what it is, because we're not going to tell you.
Well, now that you guys have to make sure to stay tuned, follow socials, sign up for alerts, all these other good things, so you guys can find out what is this mystery tour that is about to be announced sometime soon, but we don't know when, so you guys gotta follow now.
Yeah, not yet.
I love it. I know. As soon as I asked that question, you were like chewing on your tongue, so you're giddy about this.
I really am. It's a mix of excitement, and I'm just extremely proud because I was just talking with one of my best friends back home about it, because they get to know, but it's something that literally it was like, even in interviews we've done with the band, stuff that people have talked to me about personally. It's like, oh, if you could tour with one band, what would it be? And it's going to be that band. So I'm just extremely excited. I'm extremely proud of us as a band to get to a point where, those bands want to take us out. And I'm thankful for the opportunity.
That's a great teaser. Good job, guys. Yeah.
It's sick too, because we actually got to tour with that band for me end of last year. I was a big Memphis Mayfire fan. I always Matty Mullins is a big inspiration just to me in general, and getting our first big tour was Asking Alexandria and Memphis Mayfire together, and that was cool. And the Word Alive, of course.
Yeah.
Can't miss out on those babies. Yeah. But yeah, it's cool that he's finally getting that as well, and I can't see what the next one's gonna be. Right?
Well, I can't wait either.
We'll put them together. We're gonna force them to go out together. Yeah. It's
like the Power Rangers when they all combine, they make that big Power Ranger thing.
The big Power Ranger tour.
She's cooking right now.
Mighty Morphin Archer's friends.
Yeah, I love it. Well, guys, thank you so much. I appreciate you. I know you on the verge of collapse after performing in this heat. I appreciate you. I know the fans appreciate you for taking the time to.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you for having us, for real. Thank you.
Yeah, it's a blast talking with you.
I hope you enjoyed this episode of Teaser Talk. Head over to teasertalk.com to subscribe so you don't miss out on another episode. Until next week, keep rocking.